Okay, hey guys, so I'm just going to jump right into this video. I'm going to be making candy apples today. And I am just going to move as quickly as possible. I have a video already on how to make candy apples from start to finish. Very detailed. If you did not see that video, I will leave the information in the description box below. So make sure you go and check that out. So, because I don't want this video to be too long, I am going to be moving right along. So keep up. So, as in my last video, of course, my apples look like this because I washed all of the wax and everything, and I let these apples sit for I let these apples sit for 48 hours. So that way I have no bubbles at all. If I still have bubbles, then it's the apple, because I let these apples sit for 48 hours. So what I did to clean the apples was boiling water, apple cider vinegar, let the apples sit in there for about 2 to 3 minutes, took them out, I set them on my towel, I dried them completely with my towel, and I stuck the sticks in them, and I left them for 48 hours so that they can be dried completely. So I have my 1 cup measuring cup, my spatula, my candy apple thermometer, and all of my food coloring glitters, and etc, etc. And of course I have my corn syrup and my sugar. So the colors I'm going to be doing today is teal and orange, and these are for graduation. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with my 1 cup of water. I'll probably just do a half a cup. And I'm going to be doing 4 cups of sugar because these are really big apples. These are probably the biggest apples I've worked with so far. And the cups of sugar all varies by how big your apples are. So the bigger apples, maybe 2.5 cups. I'm sorry, did I say bigger apples? The bigger apples, maybe 3 to 4 cups of sugar. The medium apples can do 2.5 cups, and the smaller apples can do 1.5 to 2 cups. But I'd rather have more than a little bit, so you know, not having just enough. So now we're gonna take our corn syrup. I normally would use 2 tablespoons, but I normally know how to justify mine, so I'll just pour it in there because I'm used to doing it now. And I am going to take my spatula, and I am just going to be stirring all of my mixture together. And I'm going to add my food coloring in first because for whatever reason, every time I add my food coloring in afterwards, it comes out looking just like this. Look, it just comes out looking just like this, and this is not what I want. So once I started adding my food coloring in before, my candy apples came out way better. That way no air bubbles get to it while mixing it. So once I take it off the stove, and once I take it off the stove, I just let the bubbles settle, and then I go ahead and start dipping my apples. So I'm just taking a butter knife here and my food coloring, and I'm just going to apply as much as I need. And this is Wilton's Gels food coloring. I may add white to the base just to make that color pop a lot more. But for the most part, This is the color that I'm looking for. Have my white food coloring here. I have my white food coloring, and I'm going to add this to my blue just to make that color a little more pigmented and see-through. Well, not see-through, but just to give it a true color. And you just want to go ahead and mix it. You see how much I have to stir? So if I was to add my color in last, this would be a disaster. I would have to throw this whole thing away. Now, if you see other people putting their color in last, especially when it comes to gel colors, because of the fact that it's a gel and it's not a liquid, it takes more time to actually get that color to go ahead and dissolve. So the more you stir it, the more air bubbles you get, and the harder your candy will become, faster, and you will have to make another batch. This is from my experience. I can't tell you about anybody else's experience, but from my experience, I haven't really had any good experiences when I put my color in last. And I'm going to turn my stove on to high heat, medium-high heat. And I am going to take my candy thermometer and I am going to attach it to the side of my pot. And I am going to let my candy start to cook. And my apples are ready, and I am going to be sanding my candy apples today. So this is an order that a customer wanted. She wanted sanded candy apples for graduation. And I am going to go ahead and get my fondant ready, and I'll come back with the results. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm going to just show you a couple things that I got from the store today for the candy apples that I'm going to be doing. So because it's graduation season and everybody wants graduation things, I just went to my cake supply store and I picked up these items. So this doesn't really have anything to do with the video, but I just wanted to show you guys. So I got some sanding sugar because that's what I'm going to be doing today. The theme is turquoise or teal and orange, but they only had one left, so I just grabbed that one, and I'm just going to try to make it work for 3 apples. That should be good enough for 3 apples. I got some little silicone molds for different little things that I may want to do in the future. I got some disco dust, and I thought this color was really pretty. It's a hologram blue topaz. I got some blue fondant because that's what I'm going to have to be sticking onto my candy apples today. I got some Rollicum Super Silver. You probably can't see the actual color, but there it is. I got another set of molds. These are like a flower mold with the twig and the leaf and the flower. And then I have some candy apples to do. Okay, so I think I put a little bit too much sugar in mine for the pot that I have. I put 4 cups. I normally don't put 4 cups. I normally do just about 3 cups, no more than that. But if you have that issue, then all you have to do is take your spatula and stick it on top of your pot and it won't overflow. That's the trick that I learned. I tried to blow the bubbles, but that didn't really seem to do anything. So I just stuck my spatula over top of my pot and it didn't overflow. So my candy is at 240 degrees. I have to let it get to 300. So we'll see how this turns out. I didn't think it was gonna rise this high. So my candy has died down. The bubbles are not as big as they was when they was getting over the spatula. My candy is now at 285 degrees technically. I'm waiting for it to get to 300 or a little bit over, just to make sure that it's on hard crack. Hard crack. And we are going to start dipping once our bubbles settle. Okay, so I have let my bubbles settle. Now I am going to start dipping. Okay, so I did one sanded sugar apple. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, this is my first time doing it, so don't judge me. I'm learning just as well as you guys are. But I do have a good hand in cooking, so it's pretty much easy for me. So it's not that hard. So what we're gonna do is, right here, I'm gonna turn my camera for you guys so you can see. Right here, I just have my water that I boiled to get the sugar out of the bottom of the pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my apple. I'm going to hold it over the steam as if it was sweating. I'm going to hold it over the steam. And I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice spin around. And I am going to take my spoon and I am going to go ahead and dip my apple into my sugar right here. Go ahead and spin that around a little bit. Sorry, I don't have a big enough bowl, but it's okay. And then for the top part, because my bowl isn't big enough, I'm just going to take my spoon and I am going to sprinkle it around and go ahead and just spread it around on my apple. And boom, there we go. We got it. We got it, baby. We got it. And if you feel as though that it's not sticking, like this one isn't right here for the top part, you could just go ahead and stick your apple back over your steam. And we will go ahead and apply our sugar again. So you just want to have it on there to where it starts to look like it's sweating, so that way the sugar sticks. And I think this is ready. So let me turn my camera back around for you guys. I'm sorry. And let me go ahead and just add my sugar. And that's it. And for the top part, you could just turn it upside down and all the sugar will fall off. Just give it a nice coat. So for the bottom part, you don't want to stick any sugar down there because you have to sit them flat. So with the sugar being at the bottom of the candy apple, it's just going to make the candy apple uneven, and we don't want that. There you have it. Sanded coated apples. Okay, and here is the caps to my graduation cap. This would be the hat, and then this would be the cap. And my phone is getting ready to die, so I will catch up with you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. And help me reach 1,500 subscribers so that I can do a giveaway. All right, see you guys next time.